Hey, good morning everyone. Happy Friday. Welcome to Build.Balance.Flow. So today, my name is Nikki. Today we are doing some plank work. We're doing some Warrior 3 work. So I'm highly recommending props, blocks, books, water bottles, whatever, when we're coming into that Warrior 3. We're also doing some pyramid, which blocks are really helpful for, and standing splits. So if you have something, highly recommend some props here. If I do sneeze, I apologize. I have allergies, and I was out in the wooded area at the trails yesterday, so I've got lots of pollen things going on today. Happy Friday. Welcome. I know it's a kind of dreary day, so hopefully you guys got up and you're going to do some fun work with me today. So we're going to get started today. Oh, and I have a suggested playlist. It is on my Spotify, which is Fit Nikki 2 FITNIKKI number 2 Build.Balance.Flow 0500820. I usually just put the name of the class and the date afterwards. So we're going to get started today on our backs. We want to do, since we're doing planks and Warrior 3, we want to do a lot of lengthening work, stretching out the body a bit. So on your back, legs long or knees can be bent. Maybe put some props under your legs. If this is just really not comfortable for you, you can always have a seat. Maybe bend your knees and plant your feet. And if you'd like, you can take one hand to your belly and one to your chest, so you can really feel your breath here. We're going to take 5 rounds of breath, just bringing our focus inward before we start to move the body. Soften your gaze or close your eyes here, and take a nice big breath in through the nose, and really feel that breath fill your lungs and your belly. Nice big open mouth exhale. So you're going to take 4 more rounds of breath. Big breath in, fill the belly, fill the lungs. And as you exhale, start to soften your muscles. Start to relax, start to release. Start to let go. Anything that you're holding on to, any tension, any tightness, any stress, just let that all go here. And we have 1 more full round of breath. Big inhale in. Nice big exhale. On your next inhale, reach your arms and your legs long. Wrap your left fingers around your right wrist, and then lean over to the left side. Scoot your legs over as well, so you make a C shape or banana shape with your body. 2 big breaths here, lengthening through the side of the right body. Big inhale. Think of creating space, softening and lengthening the muscles all along the right side of your body, from the outer edge of your foot all the way to the tip of your fingers. 1 more big inhale. 1 more big exhale. And then come back through center and switch sides. Scooching over to the right side, stretching out the left side of the body. Taking a couple breaths here. And on your next inhale, bring yourself back to center. Bring your knees in towards your belly and rock and roll long on your spine, tailbone to shoulders. A few times here, bringing yourself all the way up to seated and finding your way into tabletop. So swing your legs around or roll through, however you want to get there. Wrists come under shoulders, knees under hips. Spine is long. Press into the tops of your toes and your knees. And then inhale, let the belly drop, head and hips rise for cow. Exhale, press down. Arch your back up for cat. Continue here with your breath, taking any extra moves that you like that feel good in your body. And I'm going to just pull my hair back here. Guys, my hair is getting so long, it's crazy. I know I've said this in class before. I had planned on growing it out anyway, but this has just made the grow out a little bit longer. And so I go to Paul Mitchell, the school in Central West End, and they're not going to open until at least the 18th. So I'll be a few months without a trim and a color. So it'll be interesting when I do get back in there. On your next inhale, come back into that tabletop. Nice long spine here. Root down into the left hand and the right leg. Reach your right arm and your left leg out. Come back into tabletop. We're just going to do these a few times, lengthening out the body a little bit more. So you want to think of keeping a nice line from the tip of your fingers back through your toes. A lot of times we do bird dogs and we lift the leg up. You want to keep it in line with your hip and your arm in line with your shoulder. So if you have a mirror or if you have like a TV you can get a reflection on, or a window you can get a reflection on, take a peek. It's very easy to lift that arm and that leg. So think of coming straight out. Let's do one more each side. Yeah, this is forcing me through that awkward stage of my grow out so I don't just decide to cut it all off again. So kind of a little silver lining there. We're going to come into our down dog. So if you need to walk your hands forward, go ahead. Root down into your knuckles, tuck your toes, hips pressed up and back. 3 breaths here for any moves that feel good. Maybe you want to pedal it out. Maybe you want to move the hips side to side. Maybe you like to come into plank and back to down dog a few times. Or maybe you just like to kind of sit here and breathe and focus. And in that down dog, your heels don't have to reach the ground, but they're going to reach for it. Knees can be bent a bit. Neck and jaw relax. Shoulder blades slide up the back. Bring your chest a little closer to your thighs. Next, inhale, glance up towards your fingers. Exhale, step your feet forward. Grab elbows or let your head hang heavy here and take about 2 breaths, letting your head be super heavy. Pulling down on the spine, lengthening everything out. Then gently roll up nice and slow. Stack your vertebrae one on top of the other. Let your head be the last thing to come up. And then we're going to roll the shoulders back a few times, letting go of the tension here. Inhale, let's take a big breath in. Exhale, take a nice twist to the right. Arms can come wide or elbows bent. And come back to center and just do a couple twists here over to the left and back up. One more time each side. Just getting that spine twisting a bit, your mid back, your waist. One more time to the left. Come on back to center. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Take a moment here, shrugging the shoulders back. Nice long spine, so maybe engage those lower abs. Bring your tailbone in line with the spine. Lift your chin and take a breath in. Let it all out. Inhale to reach up to the sky. Exhale, soften your knees, hinge forward. Have a nice long spine here. Halfway lift, so feel free to grab your blocks. Lengthen through the spine. Gaze stays down to keep the spine long. Exhale to fold. We've got 2 more just like that. Nice half lift. And lower. And one more time. Nice half lift. And lower. Set the blocks to the side. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands down to your heart. Let's get into those planks, guys. Woo, I know you're excited. Reach up to the sky. Soften the knees and fold. Halfway lift, feel free to grab those blocks. Nice long spine and fold. Plant your hands, step back to your plank. So we're going to be here a few breaths. You can be on your toes, you can be on your knees. Always an option to come down to the knees if you need that at any time. And you're going to take a few breaths here. Imagine a line from the back of your head down through your heels. if your knees are lifted, lifting through the back of the legs and the back of the body. If knees are lowered, you're still lifting up through the back of the body, still lengthening through the spine. The hips stay forward so they're not coming back over the heels. They're coming forward. Press down into your knuckles to take some pressure off the wrists. And then you're going to press back to your down dog. Take a breath here. And let's bring it back into that plank. Exhale the down dog. We're just going to do that a few times here. Inhale to your plank, shoulders over wrists. Exhale to down dog. One more time, bring it into that plank. And back to down dog. Next, exhale, step or hop your feet forward. Halfway lift, nice long spine. And fold. Inhale to rise all the way up. Exhale, bring the hands down to the heart. Inhale to reach. Exhale, soften the knees to fold. Halfway lift. Nice long spine. And fold. Plant your hands, step back to your plank. And then press back to down dog. Shift it into your plank. Back to down dog. Right leg lifts to the sky. Step that foot forward, coming into your lunge. And rise up. So take a pause here. Maybe pull back on your hip, relax the shoulders, fingers reach for the sky. And on your exhale, you're going to sweep your fingers down and back, nice long spine, and pause here. So you can always lower that left knee for some support. But you want, again, that long spine. You're going to get tired of hearing me say that. Fingers are reaching as long as they can. Lengthen through the crown of the head. Reach with the fingers. Shrug the shoulders back. Lift through that back knee if it's lifted up. Root down into that right foot. You're going to take one more breath here. Then you're going to rise up into your lunge. Good, and then we're going to move with our breath here. Exhale, sweep it down and back. Inhale to rise up. One more time, exhale, sweep it down and back. Inhale to rise up. Exhale, fold forward, plant your hands, step back to plank. Press back to down dog. Step or hop your feet forward. Halfway lift. Exhale to lower. Inhale to rise. Hands to heart. Inhale, reach up. Soften the knees and fold. Halfway lift. Lengthen through the spine. You can always grab those blocks and fold. And step back to your plank. Press back to down dog. Shift it into plank. And back to down dog. Left leg lifts. Bring that foot forward. Rise up into your lunge. Take a pause here to find the shape. Lower the right knee if you're needing support. Spine stays long as you sweep the fingers down and back. Reach with the crown of the head and the fingers. Root down into that left foot to rise up. Good. Let's bring it back down again. Pause here. So just pause. Keep reaching, reaching, reaching with the crown of the head and the fingers. Lower the knee if you'd like some support. Relax your jaw, relax your tongue. Root down into that left foot to rise up, and let's just take a couple more here. Sweep the fingers down and back. Root down into that left foot to rise. And one more time, sweep it down and back. And rise up. Fold forward, plant your hands, step back to plank, press back to down dog. Step or hop your feet forward, halfway lift, and lower. Inhale to rise. Exhale, hands to heart. So on this next one, we're going to have pyramid, so you're definitely going to want those blocks by your side. Reach up. Soften the knees to fold. Halfway lift, long spine. And fold. Step or hop back to plank. Press back to down dog. Shift it into plank. And back to down dog. And let your neck relax for just a moment. Step your right foot forward. rise up into your lunge. One time, sweep the fingers down and back. This time, as you rise up, root into that right foot, float your left knee. Hands can stay here or bring them to your heart. Good. Exhale, hinge forward, step that foot back into your lunge. Rise up. Step that left foot up to the right. Inhale to reach and fold forward. You're going to take that right foot back, or left foot back. Woo. And you don't want to take it all the way back, so you want to be able to put your full foot on the ground. Grabbing those blocks. So this is where these blocks come in nice and handy here. Coming into your pyramid pose. So my left foot, my back foot, always kind of turns out a bit here. Pull back on the right hip and keep that spine long. So this is a great place to be. If you can take it a little lower, you can bend the knees a little bit here. Bend the elbows. Might be intense on the right hamstring and glute and low back. So feel free to just soften that knee a little bit if that's what feels good here. We're going to take about one more breath. And then you're going to bend that right knee, walk your hands and maybe the blocks forward a little bit, and float your left leg into a standing split. So it doesn't have to come high. You just want to float that leg. Good. Let's bring it back to that pyramid. Good morning, JJ. Soften that right leg, float the left. And this time bend that left knee, set it next to your right. Halfway lift and lower. Inhale to rise up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale to reach. Exhale to fold. Halfway lift, nice long spine. And fold. Plant your hands, step back to your plank, toes or knees. Back to down dog. Bring it into plank. And back to down dog. Take a breath. And then that left foot steps forward, rising up into your lunge. Sweep the fingers down and back. Root down to rise up. And then this time, sweep it down and back, and then you're going to root down into that left foot. Float the right leg. Arms can come up or hands to your heart. Step that foot back into your lunge. And rise up. Step the right foot forward. Inhale to reach up. Exhale to fold. And then grab those blocks. And step the right foot back. Finding pyramid on this side. So we're just going to take a few breaths here. Pull back on the left hip. Maybe soften that left leg a little bit. Press forward on the right hip. Wrists under shoulders. Take a couple breaths. Maybe bend the elbows a little bit. See how that feels. Then you're going to shift your weight into that left foot. Soften your knee. Walk your fingers or your blocks forward a bit. Float the right leg, standing splits. Again, doesn't have to come high. And let that foot come back down. Come back into pyramid. And then bring it back to those standing splits. Floating that back leg. Bend the right knee, set the foot down. Inhale to rise up. Exhale, hands to heart. Good. Inhale to reach. Exhale to fold forward. Halfway lift, nice long spine. And fold. Plant your hands, step back to your plank. Press back to down dog. Shift into plank. Back to down dog. And the right leg lifts. Bring that foot forward to your lunge. Inhale to rise up. Exhale, sweep the fingers down and back. This time, shift your weight into that right leg. Rise up, float the left knee. Good. So you can step back to that lunge or take your hands to your heart. Press that foot back to warrior three. We haven't been here before, but feel free to grab your blocks for some support. Rise back up. Float the left knee. Set that foot down. Inhale to reach. Exhale to fold. Halfway lift. And lower. Step or hop back to plank. And back to down dog. Shift it into plank. Back to down dog. Left leg lifts. Bring that foot forward. Rise into your lunge. Sweep the fingers down and back. Shift into that left foot. Rise up and float the right knee. Good. Go ahead, take it back to your lunge or hinge forward, press that right foot back, come into your warrior three. Rise back up, float the right knee, hands to heart, set that foot down. Inhale to reach up. Now we're gonna pause in our warrior three. Exhale to fold. Halfway lift and lower. Step or hop back to plank. Press back to down dog. Shift it into plank. Back to down dog. Right leg lifts. Bring that foot forward, rise into your lunge. Sweep the fingers down and back. Shift your weight forward, float the left knee and rise up. Good, take it back to that warrior three. And here's where we're gonna pause. So you can take hands to heart. Press the sole of that left foot back. So when we do warrior three, a lot of times it's very easy. And just keep breathing here for the hip to open up a bit and the toes to come out. Take a moment here, bring your hands to your blocks or your support, whatever you have under your shoulders. Dial your left toes and your left hip bone down towards the ground. So that's going to change how this feels and how your balance is doing. Soften the right knee just a little bit. It may be super intense right here in that right glute and the right hamstring. Take one more breath here. And soften that right knee. Rise up, float the left knee. Set that foot down. Let's try the other side. Inhale to reach up. Exhale to fold. Halfway lift, nice long spine. And fold. Plant your hands, step back to plank. Press back to down dog. Shift it back into plank. Back to down dog. Left leg lifts. Bring that leg forward, rise into your lunge. Good. Sweep the fingers down and back. Shift into that left foot. Rise up, float the right knee. Come into that warrior three. Hinge forward, spine is long. Bring your hands to your props. Wrists under the shoulders. Dial the right toes and hip bone down. Keep lengthening through the crown of the head. We're going to take a couple breaths here. Soften the left knee so it doesn't lock up on you. And on your next inhale, you're going to root down into that left foot. Rise up. Float your left knee. Set that foot down. Good. Take a breath here to shake it out. We're going to add some side planks in here. Inhale to reach up. Exhale to fold forward. Halfway lift. Show me that long spine. And fold. Plant your hands, step back to plank. And you're going to shift your weight into your left hand outside of your left foot. Maybe lower that knee. Reach up with the right arm, side plank. So you can be here. You can bring this left knee down for some support. You can come to your left elbow if that's more comfortable on your shoulder and your wrist. We're going to take 2 more breaths here. I know you guys love side planks. They feel amazing. So you can be here. If you'd like, maybe try to float that right leg. Good. Maybe bring it to your calf or your thigh for a nice treat. Lift up through that right hip. And as you exhale, come back into your plank and then press back to down dog. Right leg lifts. Bring that leg forward, step into your lunge and rise up. So you guys know where we're going here. Shift your weight or sweep the fingers down and back. Now shift your weight into that right leg. Rise up, float the left knee. Good. Hinge forward. Press back through the sole of that left foot. Dial the toes and hip bones down. Rise back up into floating that left leg. Hands to heart. Inhale to reach up. Exhale to fold. Halfway lift. Lengthen through the crown of the head and fold. Plant your hands, step back to plank. Toes or knees. Press back to down dog. Come back into plank. Shift your weight into the right hand outside of the right foot. And again, feel free to lower that knee or come down onto your elbow. Couple breaths here. Shoulders are stacked. Maybe float that left knee or that left leg. Maybe bring it to your tree. Got one more breath. Bring that leg down. If it's lifted, come back into your plank. Press back to your down dog. Left leg lifts. Bring that foot forward, rise up into your lunge. Sweep the fingers down and back. Shift your weight into that left leg. Rise up, float the right knee. Hinge forward, nice deep breath. Push back with that right foot. Dial your toes and your hips down. Rise back up and float the right knee. Hands down to your heart. Woo, let's go one more time. We're going to add a little bit more to it. Inhale to reach. Exhale to fold. Halfway lift. And lower. Plant your hands, step back to plank, press back to down dog. Shift into plank, shift your weight to the left side. Come back into regular plank. Press back to down dog. Right leg lifts. Bring that foot forward, rise into your lunge. Sweep the fingers down and back. Shift your weight into that right leg. Float your left knee. Come into that warrior three. Remember, you always have these blocks here for some support. Good. Inhale to rise up. Float the left knee again. And then you're going to step that left foot back into a lunge. Hands come to your heart. Inhale to reach up. Exhale, fold forward, plant your hands. Shift your weight into that right leg. Float your left leg into that standing split like we did before. Bend your knees, set your foot down next to the right, halfway lift. And lower. Inhale to rise. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, reach. Soften your knees and fold. Halfway lift, nice long spine. And fold. Plant your hands, step back to plank. Press back to down dog. Back to plank. Come into that side plank. Weight to the right hand. Right knee maybe outside of the foot. Come back into plank. Shift back to down dog. Left leg lifts. Bring that foot forward. Rise into your lunge. Sweep the fingers down and back. Shift your weight into that left leg. Rise and float the right knee. Bring it forward. Hinge forward into your warrior three. Rise back up. Float that knee. Good. Set that right foot back behind you. Come into your lunge. Hinge forward. Shift your weight into the left foot. Float the right leg. Standing splits. Bend your knees. Set that foot next to the left. Halfway lift. And lower. Inhale to rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Woo! Awesome job, guys. We're going to do a couple standing balances. We're going to do a little core and back work. Core, for me, is all 360 degrees. So a lot of times you just focus here on the abs. You want a strong back as well. So we're going to strengthen this a little bit. That's going to help with your balance. It's going to help with your posture. Then we'll cool it down and stretch it out. So standing balances today. I know we always do chair. Today we're going to skip chair, but feel free to do it on your own. I know it's everyone's favorite. We're going to shift our weight into the right foot. All four corners of that right foot. Big toe, little toe, inside, outside of the heel. Shoulders shrug back, hands to your heart. Float your left knee, flex your foot. Keep that foot flexed so you can stay here. You can lengthen the left leg. You can maybe grab your big toe with your right hand. If you're grabbing the big toe, make sure you're standing up tall and you're not leaning over here. This is going to cause you to not balance well. So if you can't stand up nice and tall, go ahead and release that toe. That's okay. Wherever you're at, you want to reach that left hand back and maybe let your gaze follow. And maybe try to grab that big toe. Maybe try to lengthen out that leg. See where you're at today. It's okay to wobble. It's okay to fall. Every day our balance is different. Our bodies are not robots, so we're different every single day. And even though there's things that we want our body to do, it doesn't always do it for us. So be patient with yourself and your body and work with what you have today. Gently come back to center, release your big toe if you have it, and set that foot down. Root down all four corners of that right foot. Left foot. Big toe, little toe, inside, outside of the heel. Shoulders shrug back, hands to heart. Float the right knee and flex the foot. And again, stay here. Lengthen that leg. Maybe grab the big toe if you can stand up nice and tall. Right arm reaches back. Maybe your gaze follows. Maybe you lengthen that leg, maybe not. Focus and breathe. Relax your jaw. Relax your tongue, relax your throat. Just breathe. Step out of it if you need to. Lessen the twist a little bit if you need to. Lessen the intensity. Sometimes grabbing that big toe, even if you can do it, can be super intense on your hamstring, on your glutes, maybe your lower back. So listen to your body. Do what you need to do. On your next inhale, come on back to center. Set that foot down, maybe give them a little shake out. Woo, let's take a big breath in. Exhale, fold forward, soften the knees. Go ahead and bend your knees. Bring your hips down and come to a nice seat. So we're going to bend the right knee and bring that foot inside of our left leg. Left leg stays long. So I'm leaning a little this way, so take your shoulders, bring them square to the front. Left foot stays flexed, but you can bend that knee. Reach for the sky and gently hinge forward. Try and keep your spine long here and let your hands float down. So blocks are really great right here. So it's when we're usually doing a seated forward fold, a lot of times we let the back kind of release and curl. But you want to keep it nice and long. That long line. Take one more big breath here. And then you're going to walk yourself to the right. Maybe take that block with you. Walk your fingers to the right so your chest comes over your shin. And maybe your elbows come to the block. Maybe this is where you're at today. It's okay, just listen to your body and breathe. We're going to take about one more breath here. And then you're going to rise up and we're going to come into Stargazer. So you can set that block to the side. You're going to take your left arm back behind you. Right fingers reach up. Press into your left hand. Lift your hips. Press into your right shin. And lift your hips. Oh, I did the wrong arm. Sorry. Right arm comes back. Left arm up. I thought it felt kind of weird. Lift your hips. Much better. Take one more breath here. Really pressing up through the hips to stretch out those hip flexors in front of your body a little bit. And lower back down. And let's switch legs. Right leg comes forward. Left leg comes inside of that right leg. Excuse me. Shoulders come nice and square to the front. Flex that right knee, but soften the knee if you need to. Find a nice long spine. Hinge forward. Let those hands float down. Keep the spine long. So I just like to tell my classes that blocks are our friends. Just think of them as your friends. Your friends help lift you up. They help you to work hard. They help you to get places that maybe you couldn't on your own. So always use your props, always use your blocks, straps if you have them as well. It doesn't matter what level of yogi you are. Props are always helpful for everyone. So you're going to stay hinged forward. Walk yourself over to the left side. Bring your chest over your shin. And again, maybe use that block to put your elbows or your hands on. Take a couple breaths here. If this is super intense on your right hamstring and glute, you can bend that right knee a little bit, or you can come up a little bit taller. So this is usually my my less flexible side, my right, because I tend to have a lot of piriformis and hamstring issues on this side. Now let's come on up. Some of the, I guess, disadvantages of being a trail runner. And we're going to come into that stargazer. So left hand sweeps back, right arm reaches up. Push yourself up, push your hips up to the sky. Take one more big breath here. And as you exhale, let your hips come down. Legs come long in front of you. You can set your blocks to the side. Make sure you're about halfway on your mat. Bend your knees and roll on down. And you're going to take your left leg, bring your knee into your chest, give it a little hug. Lengthen out the right leg. Bring that left knee up towards your armpit. Gently guide your leg across your body for a nice little twist. So from here, I like to lift my right hip, scoot it back a little bit. Maybe take a block and put it underneath my right leg as well. Arms come wide, and maybe gaze over your left shoulder. If this does not feel good, you can always bend the right knee, bring it under the left, or take it to a different variation of a twist, whatever you like today. Let's just take a couple breaths. Just starting to release and relax. Happy early Mother's Day to the moms out there. If you follow Yoga Buzz, or if you don't, they are doing a virtual yoga class for Mother's Day. It's going to be Elle, the founder of Yoga Buzz, and her mom, who's in Colorado, I believe, are going to be doing a virtual class. It should be a lot of fun. My mom and I are going to do it. And that's a great way to connect with your mom if you aren't able to be with her this Mother's Day as well. I would say yoga is good for everyone. Let's come on back to center. Bring both knees in for a nice little hug. Take that left leg long, right knee out towards your armpit. Guide that leg across your body. And again, if you want to scoot the hip back, if you want to take a block underneath that knee, whatever's feeling good here. Just take a few breaths. So guys, I I love being able to teach online and to reach a lot of people I normally wouldn't, but I truly miss having the energy and the faces in the room, interacting with everyone, feeling your energy. And so hopefully I get to see everyone soon in person again, maybe meet some new people. That'll be fun and exciting. But for now, you can find me online. I do Tuesday morning sunrise yoga through Yoga Buzz, and then I'll have my own classes here on Facebook, and I'll post them on YouTube. And then I'm going to start doing some private classes as well that'll be $5 a class. And you'll have access to that class whenever for as long as you want as well. Let's come on back to center. Both knees come into your chest. Take a little hug here. And let your feet come down to the mat. Gently lift your hips. Slide that block underneath your low back. Lift your shoulders, shrug them back, and settle in. So you have lots of options here. You can stay right here. Supported bridge is a great place to be. You can take those legs up for waterfall, or you can take them long. This is one of my favorites, letting the hips, the knees, and the toes open up, or any other variation you like here. These classes are always free, but feel free to donate to my Venmo or PayPal if you would like. I always want to keep classes free and accessible for everyone, because I know that, especially right now, paying for a class is not always an option. So if you can donate, that's awesome. If not, that's well, not so awesome, because if you can't donate, maybe you're not in a good position. But I always want to make my classes accessible for everyone, to make sure that everyone gets movement and mindfulness in their life. We're going to take one more round of breath. And then we want to bring our feet back to the mat with knees bent. Gently lift your hips, slide that block out. We're going to do a little heart opener, and I know I forgot our core work today. So feel free to do some core work after class. I don't want to throw that in right now when we're kind of chilling out. So you can use a bolster, a pillow, or your blocks for this one. And you're going to lift up if you have the blocks. And you're going to take one underneath your shoulder blades, below the neck on the lowest setting. And your other block is going to come to the second height. That second setting is going to come behind. It's going to come to the back of your head, right where my ponytail is, actually. Arms out by your side. Legs can be whatever you like. If you have a bolster or a pillow, you're going to sit up, place it on your low back, and then lean back and open everything up. So we're going to take a few breaths here. I like to do a nice heart opener. There's so many benefits to heart openers, especially this one. They open up your chest and your lungs, so they help you breathe better. They help with your posture. They help to open up the chest and the upper back. They also open up your heart chakra, which is where we give and receive love, kindness, and compassion. And not just romantic love, but all kinds of love to our fellow man and living creatures, our beautiful earth. Let's take 2 more rounds of breath here, just letting everything start to soften. Your jaw, your neck, your tongue, your throat, your shoulders, your chest, your upper arms, elbows, forearms, wrists through your fingers, your spine, belly, low back, hips, thighs, knees, shins and calves, ankles and feet through your toes. If this feels really awesome and you want to stay here for your Shavasana, please feel free to. Or you can go ahead, gently lift up, remove your props, and find a more comfortable position. I do suggest, if you want to take a nice long Shavasana, to before you fully settle in, to go ahead and turn off the video so it doesn't skip to another video and kind of interrupt you there. So if you're getting settled in, I want you guys to take about 3 rounds of breath here. And I want you to squeeze all your muscles as tight as you can, and then gently let go and relax. And do that 2 more times. Squeeze as tight as you can on that inhale. And then exhale, let it all go. And 1 more time, tight as you can. Exhale to let it go. And then you'll start to settle in. And it's okay when you're in that rest, or if you're in meditation and thoughts pop into your head. Just wrap them up in a bubble, let them float away. Bring your focus back to your breath, back to softening and relaxing your muscles, back to letting go of tension and tightness. Friends, I wish you from my heart to yours peace, love, good health. Have a wonderful weekend.